Hi, I'm Ronald Pruitt, President and Founder of For a Good Cause. For a Good Cause is an easy to use and affordable fundraising platform for small to mid-sized nonprofits. I'm here today with Carol Love, the Executive Director of Family Promise of Gwinnett County. We're going to get to know her nonprofit and talk a little bit about a recent fundraising campaign they held. So hopefully we can share some insights for other nonprofits that might be thinking about a similar campaign. Carol, hi. Thanks for chatting
Hello.
with me today. I'd love to just
Absolutely.
start by learning a little bit more about Family Promise of Gwinnett County and your role there. Tell us about what you guys do.
Okay. Well, Family Promise of Gwinnett is one of 200 affiliates of Family Promise National. Family Promise National has been around for about over 35 years, and we've been operating for 18 years now in Gwinnett County. And we serve families who are experiencing homelessness, specifically families in the Gwinnett County area. You have to have a child who's 18 or under attending Gwinnett County schools or working in Gwinnett County if you have kids under the age of kindergarten. And so we provide shelter and we really are a program. Our shelter is the means to the program. So we are a 30 to 90 day program. Our goal is to first get the parent employed or better employment within 30 days, and that's their goal. And then throughout that time is really working with budgeting as well as savings and helping them get tools to have success in life. Many of our parents have not been taught how to budget money
Right.
or just good habits and life skills. And so we have a case manager that works with them. And it's amazing to see how the program really does work well. There are some people that we've had in our program that graduated in like 17 days. We've had people that have graduated in 35 days. And then we've also gone over a little over 90 days too. But to see them graduate successfully, which is having a job and finding housing, has been really cool because we have to take a holistic approach to each individual. And one of the things that how we are different is we are a hospitality program. So we provide a shelter at a house called Promise Haven, and we use churches to come down, and they'll have a local mission trip for a week. And they are our volunteers that act as staff. They open the facility. They are there to provide community and fellowship and encouragement. And these volunteers are the heartbeat of our organization because they're the ones that really encourage. They get to encourage nightly the families in just this journey and give them hope while they're in this crisis. But our mission is to mobilize communities and congregations to help end homelessness one family at a time. And so we are bringing the community together in order to achieve this mission one family at a time. So
I,
that's a little nutshell about our main program. We also offer prevention, and then we also have a transitional house as well.
I love this, Carol. You're talking about um, family because
Mm-hmm.
you're helping the individual family and then really bringing the family of the community, these churches and your volunteers. You're creating one big family that
Yeah.
is going to get these people where they need to be in homes, and I know you've had the results to keep them in those homes.
And I think I love that you say it like that because one of the things we're called Family Promise because we promise to keep a family together while they're experiencing the crisis of homelessness. And a special thing about us is we do take boys ages 18 and under. If you go to a shelter downtown, a single mom would not be able to bring in a boy older than 10, sometimes
Wow.
13. So as a mom of a 8-year-old boy, I couldn't imagine in 3 years if I was experiencing this crisis, actually letting my child go into a men's shelter, if they even allow that. So we are special in that way. And we've had, a 15-year-old boy who's been in the program, and working himself, like it's just amazing. The face of family homelessness is invisible. People don't totally see that because when people think of homelessness, they think of an individual pushing a cart down a street. But we really focus on these children who are the innocent victims of homelessness to provide them a safe place and work with the parent. So,
Right, right. And I want to clarify for those that are listening, when you say downtown, you mean Atlanta? Because Gwinnett is a county surrounding Metro Atlanta.
correct.
Yes. Okay, so you're an executive director, you're in the business, so you've got to be out fundraising for this wonderful program.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you about an event that you had recently. It's called Night Without a Bed,
Mm-hmm.
which sounds, seems like that directly relates to the people that you're trying to help. Tell us a little bit about this event, how it got started. Just tell us, what you're asking people to do and how you fundraise, surrounding this event.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Night Without a Bed came out of the COVID pandemic. One of the benefits of having an affiliation with Family Promise National was they worked to put together a virtual fundraiser for their affiliates in order to help them replace many of their fundraisers. We had a fundraiser coming up April of 2020 that we had to cancel, and
Right.
it was our bed race. And so our bed race, we basically would shut down the city of Lawrenceville Square and race beds on wheels. And we would use peer-to-peer fundraising for that as well. So we found ourselves, oh my goodness, we're totally event focused on fundraising. We got to figure something out. So Family Promise National put together Night Without a Bed. And the first year, I didn't really totally like how they had it set up. And so I wanted to put a twist on it. When you do look at something like this, it's kind of similar to a walk and asking people to support you
Right.
for a cause. So what National put together was, hey, we want to find fundraisers that will sign up to be willing to sleep without a bed on June 21st. And you would raise funds in order to bring awareness of the issue of family homelessness and really be an ambassador for the organization. So I had my target fundraiser would not necessarily want to sleep without a bed, right? Like I
Right.
have a lot of supporters that I was targeting that are over 60.
Hmm.
And so, and on that night too, I would say that year, I was like, I don't want to sleep without a bed. So this was the twist that I came up with. Okay, you sign up to be willing to sleep without a bed. You have a goal of $500 to raise. And once you've raised that goal, then you've achieved your mission of helping a child have a bed for a night. So we're going to let you sleep in your own bed, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we had a really great response. We also said, if you reach your mission, you get a t-shirt. And then that year we also said, whoever raises the most funds in a different category, congregations, we would have congregations sign up if you signed up for a team or an individual, and we would give out trophies, which benefited the trophy companies that were not able to make trophies because nobody was having an event. So this is an example of one of the trophies that we gave out. So I would just really encourage the congregations, like, listen, this is bragging rights. I know, like, you can just put that in your foyer and be like, look, we won this. But I mean, it's not all about bragging, but just let's try to get them, some people are really competitive, and let's go with that. So the first year we raised a little over $50,000. And one of the great benefits was one of the big causes that encouraged people to do this was we were renovating this new house that we're using, and in order to start our program again, because we used to house our families in congregations and we're a mobile shelter. And we knew that wasn't going to really happen again anytime soon. So we worked with the city of Lawrenceville to get a house rezoned, and God worked a miracle, and we are operating there today. So what we did, our target donor was really our fundraiser. We needed to find someone who would raise funds for us. Networking fundraising has worked well for us for several years. When I came on board, they were working with a different peer-to-peer fundraising company. And then when I came on board, I heard about For a Good Cause. I heard great things. And so I was like, let's go check this out. And you actually came on board to help us run our first Night Without a Bed. And you were so great. And I know that I was just all over the place trying to figure out how to do this. And you took time and helped explain it to me, and, you know, had patience with me and trying to figure that out. So that was great. And we had a successful campaign because of that. So I thank you for that. But our target donor was to find someone who was passionate about our cause and then go out and use their network to bring awareness to the cause and help raise funds to end it. So like I said, the Susan B. Corman walk, you know, you just think of it just like that. You're our ambassador. So this also gave the opportunity for our board to raise funds. So a lot of the board is not, let's go out and knock on doors.
Right.
Sometimes they're more administrative, but this gave them a platform to use to where, hey, I'll post this on social media. I'll post this on, I'll send out an email. And so the board was required to raise $1,000 each. And then also our volunteer coordinators, because we have volunteer coordinators for each one of our churches, they signed up to raise $500 each. So giving them a goal, and I think also encouraging them whenever you, like, it's a mission trip, right? Whenever you raise funds for a mission trip, you send it out to your network and you're like, oh my goodness, you believe in me. Like, you believe in me and the causes that I support. And that does bring you a little bit of joy, right? Like, thank you so much for supporting me and my cause, because they trust you, they believe in you, they believe in what you believe in. And that's one of the benefits of being a fundraiser, is to see the people that support you in all aspects of life.
Yeah, I love how you're reaching into that family again, into your community, because you're talking about your volunteers, you're talking about your board, you're talking about the members of the congregations. You have already built them into your program. Now you're reaching back out and saying, can you help us fundraise? Be the ambassadors that you are in the fundraising side, that you are in the program. Tell me a little bit about how you kind of prep them for doing, kind of spreading the word. Did they have, obviously they used our platform, they had their own page where they could tell their story. What else how are you helping them understand how they could tell your story out in their friend network, their congregation and such? How were you supporting them to do the fundraising?
Yeah, so we, of course, utilized making a video, and that was really important. And so it explained the cause. Our videos got better and better throughout the years. We just finished our third one. I really believed that, okay, let's make a bootleg, just Apple video, an iPhone video, because then it shows that we really need money, right? But this last year, I had a guy who has a production company, and he does videography, and he had called me the last Night Without a Bed. He watched the video. He said, Carol, that was horrible quality. When you need me, just let me know. And I was like, okay. So he did this past one that we did. So we created a video so it could explain what we were doing. And it was just easy for the friends to, the people that were fundraising to type up an email or just type up a little social media post and post that landing page. And so they go to the landing page, they see that video, they see what we've written in there, and they can understand what we're doing. So I have a volunteer coordinator meeting monthly.
Okay.
And part of what the jobs, being a volunteer coordinator, you're a liaison with your congregation and Family Promise of Gwinnett. And so they let the congregation know what's going on. And every congregation does it differently. I have one congregation that came on 2 years ago, and they were having a brand new mission pastor step into the role. Well, when I met with him and told him about what we were doing, because they were like, well, how can we help you? And I was like, oh my goodness, we have this Night Without a Bed fundraiser coming up. And this is what you can do. Well, he was very competitive. He's a competitive guy, kind of like me. And he took a different approach to like help me meet my goal of $500. But he said, listen, if you help me raise this, I'll sleep here. If you help me raise this, I'll sleep here. So it got to like, if you help me raise $10,000, I will sleep in the grass without a sleeping bag.
Right.
And the first year he raised over $10,000. And then this year he raised about $12,000. And he was actually interviewed for the video that we did this year. It was a different kind of video that we did. And so last year we raised a little over 60,000. And then this year we raised maybe for a little over 45. We lowered our goal because we were able to bring back the bed race. And so now we have, we'd added this event, which I love this event, but we have April is our bed race. I pushed this event to August, and then we have our golf tournament, which is in October. So we wanted to kind of spread it out a little bit, but keep this event because it was, I have a target. So for my bed race, I'm looking more at youth and they can help fundraise. For my Night Without a Bed, I'm looking towards my board members and my volunteer coordinators. And I even have had people that have read our newsletter and from like a company. I had a couple companies sign up. And it's a really good way just to, hey, this is a great service project for you. This is a great team building thing. Somebody just sign up to raise this. And then my golf tournament is more towards, corporate, the corporate people. So it's great to have different peer-to-peer fundraisers to where there's a different target. And so for all three of those events, we do peer-to-peer fundraising. Mm-hmm. And finding a company that matches whatever you raise is a really good thing. Like Viasat is a company here, and they will match up to $2,000 what any of the people raise for their event.
I'm curious how you had those conversations. How did you find that corporation to be that match? Is this something that they just volunteered to, or what kind of conversations are you having out in the community to find those types of people? Because I agree, really almost with any type of online fundraiser, peer-to-peer or just taking straight donations, if you can find a matching partner, that is just fabulous. So how did that come about?
Well, I'll have to tell you, that was in place before I got here. So
Okay.
one of our former board presidents works at Viasat. So he kind of got that set up. And so that's been a relationship that we've continued on. And so that's been very beneficial. But
do you reward that type of partner in recognition and that type of thing, and then just, and also with that, how are you recognizing your fundraisers after this type of event? I obviously, you said the trophies. I'm curious, anything else that you guys do for any of your partners?
So the for the recognition, we do a newsletter that talks about the top fundraisers, but we also The last 2 years, we've had a cookout at the end
I
of
love
Night
it.
Without a Bed. And so we make it a big family event. We do karaoke, we just grill out some burgers, and we invite everybody to come. But we also, there are some of us that do sleep without a bed. There are some of us that will come to our day center, which is where we have our offices, and sleep on the floor, sleep in their car, and just raise awareness that way. They'll raise the funds, but also do that to just, stand in unity with those who are experiencing homelessness. So we have a big, and we're not asking for money that night. We're just celebrating, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so with the sponsorship, with the partnership of, the people that match the funds, like we'll make them a presenting sponsor at some of our events, and feature them in newsletters, social media a lot. So we just, with the fundraisers that do our peer-to-peer, we'll give them examples of email. We'll give them examples of social media posts. Throughout the fundraiser, we will copy, we'll take screenshots of the fundraisers and what they're raising and promote them, and thank them for what they're doing. And then, hey, you can donate to their page if you want. And so we're just kind of, utilizing that social network. That's like one of the good things to use it for, right?
Yes.
And yeah.
Tell me, give me a sense of give us a sense of the timeline. So how far out are you planning this virtual fundraiser? When does it kick
So
off? How does that correspond with the actual night that you want people to sleep without a bed and and then when does that cookout? Like, tell me the timeline of planning all the way to celebration.
So we will typically have the date for Night Without a Bed go out in our newsletter as like save the date. These are the events. I really start focusing on that in May after the bed race.
Mhm.
But we're constantly telling them when it's going to be. But then in May, it's like, hey, sign up for Night Without a Bed. It just feels like the newsletter is always like, help us with this event. But, you never know who you're going to get. So this year, our sleep out was, I think, August 27th. It was a Saturday. And we kick it off August 1st. So we say that you have 1 month to raise these funds. And we're going to encourage you in that month. We're going to reach out to the fundraisers, make sure they're good. Do you need anything from us? And so just go with that month. And then your goal is to raise that $500 by the sleep out time. But then we stop taking the donations like the August 30, or is it 30, 31 days, 30 days in August?
Don't ask me.
Oh no, I need to do this. I think it's 31.
Yes,
And
I think
yeah,
so.
it's 31 and then 30 in September. So
Right.
yeah, so you
Um,
have 1 month.
that's perfect. That's such a great return on investment to be able to pull 40 to 60 grand in a single month. You're doing
Hmm.
most of that work online and through social, through various email communications and such, and maybe through your volunteer meetings. But it's a fabulous campaign, and I assume I know you guys are turning those funds into some really fantastic results. How are you throughout the rest of the year? How are you communicating the results of how that money was spent and the good works that you guys are doing?
Well, I think for us, we just give that program update. And what's been really nice is, we started operating the shelter in January. From 2020 to 2021, it was all about, okay, this is what's happening with Promise Haven, which is the name of the facility, and telling them about the new companies that came on board, what we're doing. We broke ground and all this stuff. But now it's really just, we get to let them know of, like, let them read a letter from a guest after they've graduated, and then let them know how many families we've served and welcomed, and graduated that month. So we really we like to keep them apprised of how you're benefiting these people's lives, you know.
It's great. Fantastic. Carol, you guys are doing some amazing work.
Great
If you
team.
had to offer any advice, if you guys had to offer any advice to another small profit that's thinking about a virtual peer-to-peer fundraiser, what would you tell them?
I think work with you because you definitely offer great help. But hold on, what I'm saying is if you're starting to do it for the first time, I do believe that you give great instruction. And just like I didn't understand the new platform, but it looked so great. And I called you and you're like, I can help you. I can update this as well, you know? And then I think getting out and talking to some of your supporters who, you know, you might have board members that don't like to raise funds, but just encouraging them, you know, you've made a financial commitment and you've made the commitment to raise funds. You have people that believe in you. Use your natural network, you know, and find some of those core people that are just passionate about the cause and trust that this will happen, you know, and that, you know, taking any kind of training and I'm pretty sure you have this is a good way to write an email to raise funds and all that stuff. If you're just not versed in that, take those kind of instruction webinars and everything. So, and just believe in what it is that you do. When you have a passion and you're a leader of an organization, people are going to hop on board to that passion. So just believe in your cause, believe that you're representing something good, and the impact that they're making is, you know, in the community is something that will last for generations. For us, it's something that's going to last. You know, our goal is to end the cycle of homelessness. So we're working with the parent, we're working with the kid, you know, we're providing for the kid. So you are going to make an impact on that kid's kids, you know. So just that it's not a right now impact, but it's an impact on the community as a whole and whatever you do, right? Because you're a
Yes.
nonprofit, you're serving someone in the community.
Yeah. Well, Carol, I know you have that passion. I know Family Promise has that passion. Uh, if somebody wants to support you guys, where can they find you online?
www.familypromisegwinnett.org.
Fantastic. Carol, thanks for what you do. Thanks for being a For Good Cause client. And
Absolutely.
look forward to the next time we get to chat. Thanks, everybody, for listening.
Thank you, Ronald.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.